Hey guys, Pat Montgomery here with KC Cattle Company. We have our good friend Joe Pierce with Slaps BBQ. He is two-time world champion on brisket, and he's one of the best barbecue chefs in the country.
Yeah.
So he is now carrying our short ribs on the weekends here at Slaps BBQ in Kansas City, Kansas. And we're here with him today to hear how he prepares our chuck plate short ribs.
Man, Pat, number one, thank you for giving me this product. I mean, and selling it to me. It's absolutely phenomenal. I've cooked a lot of Wagyu beef before in my life, but the marbling that comes from the KC Cattle Company stuff is just hands down better than anything I've seen.
We paid him to say that.
Well, you guys did not pay me to say that. That's 100% me telling you, who cooks literally Wagyu every weekend for barbecue contests. The stuff that we've seen out of these beef short ribs are just absolutely phenomenal. But it's a great product, and we love serving it here. We've had it for a couple weekends now. They sell out like that. So you got to get here early if you're going to try some of these beef ribs, but they're amazing.
That's
amazing.
what we would like to hear.
Yeah.
Candy short ribs.
Candied short ribs, yeah. Absolutely. They're good stuff. They're good stuff. But you know, one of the favorite things I like to do with them is beef is pretty simple, right? Yeah. You don't need a crazy flavor profile to make beef good. You know, when we're talking about pork and some of the smaller cooks like sausage and chicken and turkey and stuff, you need to add like a complex rub to get in there to get a lot of flavors and pop up. With beef, salt and pepper, man. That's what we need. Maybe if you're getting crazy, throw a little garlic in there.
Yeah.
Right? A little SPG. But for me, what we're doing with these beef ribs here at Slaps is we're just straight kosher salt, coarse cracked ground black pepper, and layering them with some
Let them absorb that smoke.
Yeah, let them cook all night and get rendered. And you know, these have, we'll open it up here, but these things have so much intermuscular fat in them that you got to get that rendered out, and it just creates such a silky smooth bite. That's phenomenal. Yeah, you ready to get into this?
Yes,
all right,
let's do it.
I'm gonna throw a pair of gloves on. Give the knife a little quick sharpen here. And we'll get in. I mean, look at this. Look at that marbling in there. That is just absolutely phenomenal. You see this in like the crazy Japanese A5, A9s, whatever you want to call it. You don't see this a ton coming from the States, man. And your guys' products always like that.
That's
always
what we like to hear.
But you know, for beef ribs, they always got this hard membrane on the back of it. So we're gonna be real simple. We're just gonna run our knife right down this first bone and get something to hold on to, right? We'll take a towel, and honestly, beef ribs, taking the membrane off is way easier than taking off on pork ribs.
Pork ribs can be a pain in the butt.
They can be a pain, but because you got so much to hold on to, you just grab. I said that and look what happened. I said that and look what happened.
Jinx yourself.
Yeah, 100%. But you should be able to grab it like this and pull the majority of that beef rib membrane right off the back of it. And sometimes you got to work at them a little bit, but for the most part,
pork ribs,
so much easier. And the best part about it is there's so much meat on this thing. If you get stuck with a couple pieces, just take your knife, run it right along down it. It's not going to hurt anything. We're going to hammer these anyway. They're going to get nice and soft and tender and everything in between. I think we can grab that and peel that off right there. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not today. There it goes. We got it. But I'm just gonna clean up the back here a little bit. I don't want somebody taking if they do decide to grab the side of the bone and take a bite of it, I don't want them getting a bunch of fat or a bunch of membrane in there. So clean up the back, clean up the sides. If you don't clean up the sides like this, sometimes you get that connective tissue that's sitting right there, and it's hard to pull the bone off no matter how much you cook it. So I always run my knife down either side of here.
So is this how you do it for the restaurant?
This is how we're doing it at the restaurant.
What
100%.
about for competition? Would you do it the same way?
Well, competition's a different beast, right? Yeah. And so those judges are taking like one bite of one piece of meat and chewing it and giving you a score. And so I would probably cook and trim these down and just get this very middle bone where I have most meat on either side of it. I take all the fat off the top of it so they're not getting a big bite of unrendered fat. And hopefully they'll give me a good score, right? But you just never know. But with here, what we're doing at Slaps is when I'm looking at it, I'm really just seeing if there's like a big hunk of fat somewhere on the top of it. I'm going to trim that up a little bit just so a customer doesn't be like, hey, my beef rib was all fat. Which we get it. These are fatty. We know. I tell people all the time, but take that down. We're just trying to get enough of it so that it renders, right? We're not scalping it. We're not trying to get down into the meat. listen, in the barbecue world, we say 1/4 inch of fat is what we want.
Yep.
That's a perfect amount of 1/4 inch fat right there. So this is pretty much all we're gonna do to this rib.
Okay.
We're not gonna do anything else, and except for rub it and cook it. So we'll take just a real simple 50-50 kosher salt, coarse black ground pepper. We'll start on the back. We'll give it a pretty generous coating here. Right? And you gotta make sure you get all the sides. Because, man, that bite right there, I'm so excited about later.
Seriously.
And when this comes off today, we're just gonna be freaking loving it. And then we're gonna go pretty heavy on the top. The way we cook these, all right, give it a little pat.
So you're just gonna let that fat cap render down with the salt and pepper?
100%, man.
Yeah.
We're gonna cook these fat side up in the smoker for
Okay.
like 12 to 14 hours.
Just let all that fat come
That
down.
fat's gonna drip through there. It's gonna get enough time with that, all that connective tissue, all that fat, the intermuscular fat to render.
Yep.
And it's gonna be this silky. It's hard to explain beef as silky and smooth, but this Wagyu stuff is a silky bite. It's like biting into like a rich chocolate mousse almost. It's crazy. But when it's cooked right, man, it's phenomenal. So we're gonna put this on the smoker overnight tonight.
Okay.
We'll put it on roughly 5 o'clock in the afternoon, 180 to 200 degrees, right? Let it go slow and low and slow all night. And in the morning, at about 4 o'clock in the morning, we're gonna rank that temperature up to 275, 300. And that bark's really gonna set, right? Any finish rendering it needs to do is going to do in that hot time. It's going to sear it up. And it's going to suck all those juices back in. It's going to be awesome.
So do you worry about internal temp, or you just go by time?
So timing here at Slaps,
Yeah.
internal temp probably everywhere else, right?
Yeah.
We cook a bunch of food every day.
Yeah.
So we're going by feel here, right?
Right.
And so when you're cooking 1,000 pounds of food at a time, internal temps just kind of get thrown out the window.
Yeah.
And you really just have to go off, hey, time and does it feel soft,
Yeah.
right? But if I had to guess for an internal temperature of these, we're looking somewhere between like 205 and 207,
Gotcha.
right? You want to get, and there's so much fat in this thing, you have to get it rendered,
Right.
And if you don't get it rendered, you're just going to get a bite of
Yuck.
raw fat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's just
Yeah.
not, I like it. I got this way by liking a little bit of fat. But at the end of the day, you need to get that stuff rendered. So low and slow all night, crank the heat up in the morning,
Okay.
let it finish cooking, get that bark set, and man, it's easy. You know, people wrap these in butcher paper and put beef tallow in them. There's enough moisture in this thing already. Just cook it.
Yep.
Absolutely. But that's what we're gonna do, man. Let's get this thing on the
let's
smoker.
get it on the smoker.
All right, let's grab it. Grab a glove, we'll take it right back and we'll throw it on.
Sweet.
Right there. All right, we're gonna put this on the smoker, fat cap up, thickest side towards the firebox. The firebox on these big smokers are in the back, so we want that big thick part to be close to the firebox so it's absorbing most of the heat. We're gonna say bye to this thing for 12 to 14 hours. See you later.
One eternity later.
So it's been 12 to 14 hours and we got this thing ready to go. Oh man, look at this. Oh my goodness. Just completely soft, tender, juicy. Smells like heaven. Pat, give this a smell. Just give it a smell. I don't want salt, beef.
You know, I'm a pretty average smoker, but I'm pretty good at eating.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we should eat it, don't you think?
Yeah, I think we should go
All right,
do that.
let's eat it. All right, so these have been cooking for 12 to 14 hours. They're jiggly. They want to fall apart right as you pick them up, which means the fat's rendered. They got good moisture level to them. And here at Slaps, I want people to have a great experience. And so we're going to take one of these bones and we're just going to twist it out of there.
Yep.
Right? And we're not even going to sell this to them.
Yep.
Right? You and I can take a little bite. No. I mean, my goodness. Come on, dude. That's your cows right there, buddy.
Wow.
All right, and then what we do, I like to slice beef ribs from the top down,
Okay.
right? And so I'm gonna gently kind of find right in between those two bones.
Man, look at that.
Look at that juice coming out of there. Look at that render. Just absolutely amazingly perfectly cooked. All that fat has been rendered out of there. It's that fat, when you see it sticking to you, it's exactly what you're looking for. We'll go ahead and slice the next one. Right. Come on, pull off. There it is. Right there. And then again, just when you start to see it want to fall apart right there, that's the magic, right? That's the match. Look at this. Look at that's the side. That's the side. So usually what we do is we go ahead and pull that right off. Then we'll take it. If they want it sliced, I'm just gonna give them these nice big thick cut slices here. Just like that.
Well,
most of these people don't want it sliced, you know what I mean? Because they're just gonna take that big old bite. But for me and you, man,
little barbecue sauce on
little
it.
barbecue sauce. It doesn't need it, but I found the spicy sauce at Slaps is right, so.
Hey, for you guys watching this, make sure to comment on Slap stuff and tell them to start selling us that barbecue sauce. Because this stuff is really good.
It is really good, all right. Let's do this, do a little cheers.
Cheers, buddy.
Cheers, a little dip. Here we go, 1, 2, 3.
Oh,
I mean, great.
that's heavenly.
Yeah.
That was really good.
This is what I tell people all the time. I say, you know it's gonna be good, you just don't think it's gonna be the best bite of food you've ever had in your life, right? Like, that's how crazy these beef ribs are.
That is freaking, I've had our beef ribs before, but the excellent beef ribs paired with,
The spicy sauce
well, and you.
and Slaps. It's right as rain, isn't it?
That is really good. It's all over my face and
Yeah.
my beard, and I
Yeah,
just
yeah.
don't even care.
They're so rich. That salt's just right.
That is really good.
That's good, man. That's good. But we got these, thanks to you, on the
Joe?
weekends here at Slaps. Come down and get them, Pat.
Man, we can't thank you enough, buddy. And
Absolutely, man.
we're looking forward to a continued partnership and
Absolutely.
appreciate you guys watching. Thank you so
Absolutely.
much.
Thanks, guys.